Good morning to all of you that have stayed with me this far. Okay, here's a quick recap. My project is to create a directory with multiple mp4 files and to play them back to back. And I don't want to do this through GUI, so I'm going to do this programmatically, either a batch file or a shell script or PowerShell script. In this case, we're going to be doing it in PowerShell, but just as part of the recap, in command prompt, if you just put in the path, it'll open it up for you. No big deal. Great. Now, we're going to get past that and we're going to go into PowerShell. It basically has the same thing. I've been going through different websites, Microsoft Learn, some of the forums on Microsoft, Stack Overflow, even Reddit, and I've been seeing a lot of the same stuff, and it looked pretty vague, so I was basically trying to reinvent the wheel. In short, I was changing the variables around, renaming them in order to actually match what I have on the computer to be more specific, and to some degree it worked, but for the most part it didn't. At some point I just bit the bullet and you know what, let me just try it as is, and lo and behold, it did not work. And I was thinking, maybe if I was in the freaking same directory, or if I pointed it to the directory I wanted to, and then ran that basic script as it was shown online, it would work. And mixed results. Let me show you what I've got so far. It's like the basic is get a child item and then name it. Nothing happens, right? But if I change the directory and then run it, lo and behold, it gives me a breakdown of all the videos that are there. I'm very interested in just getting these three because it's basically the same thing up here. Now, moving forward, this next script basically jumped into where the last video ended, where the last video ends, and well, you'll see what I'm talking about. I am now in that directory where it's supposed to be. So if I just run this file, which is basically creating a variable where you get the child item for the variable mp4 files, and you create a for loop with the counter, basically in a variable I or x or whatever starts at 0 and then it counts off, and then you start the process to play the video. If you've seen the previous video, you know that there's a start process in PowerShell that'll just, if directed to the video, it'll just open up Media Player, and that's what I want. So, since we don't have to do a change directory because we're already there, this is what I'm talking about. You get the child item. That portion's familiar right here. This is the for loop. It starts at 0, and it counts up. And you start that process, but instead it opens up Media Player, and then this is the argument list. This is the part that I didn't really understand too well, but there's a variable that's basically supposed to tell me which child item it is. So if I hit enter, wait for it. Maybe I missed something in this process. I didn't finish the whole thing. Let's see. Okay, let's try it again. Same thing, but this time I add a wait process. There it is. Now we're just going to jump ahead. And this is where it stops. It does part of what I want. It opens it up, it gets the video, but it doesn't move on to the next. If I close it out, see, I'm back here. Now, This is a variation on that script, and this is the closest I've come to it. It'll open the video and then it'll stop, just like the last one. But then, if I close that video up, lo and behold, the next video in the queue pops up. And same thing happens when I close that one. Just watch. I know I basically gave you the spoiler first, but I figure you should at least understand where I'm going with this. So, if I put that in, you see you got the files, get child item, create that variable. Now you use a for each file in files, and then you start that process. You already saw that, and then there's that wait parameter, and then you close out that function. Here we go. Wait for it. See this video 1 over here? See? And, well, anyway. And it stops right there. But, if I close this out, wait for it, video 2. It's not the same video. There you go. Now, last video. Here it comes. There it is, video 3. And there we go. And if I close this out, let's see if anything else happens. I don't think it will. I think there it stopped. So it did videos 1 through 3. Now, my next phase is trying to figure out how to actually get this thing to just move on to the next video without having to close the player. I'm pretty sure it's out there. I am going to study this a little bit further to see if there's any tweaking I need to do here in particular. But for now, I am the closest I've actually been on this project. And I thank you guys for sticking with me this long. Hopefully I will have a satisfactory conclusion. Bye.